Welcome to Arizona Business Spotlight. I'm Helen Gibson, your host, and you're watching Verde Valley TV. I love Arizona Business Spotlight, the best of the best from Verde Valley right here. Joining me today in studio, Merrily Pychinka, Director of Finance with Immaculate Conception Catholic School. Welcome, Merrily.
Thank you, Helen. Thank you.
I know you're here to talk about wings and dreams, but before you do, everyone just loves you and adores you, and you've got quite the reputation in town. But somebody said you might be close to retirement, and I was like, no.
I am. I'm going to give you a Reader's Digest version. My late husband and I retired here in 2005 after vacationing out here several times. And we moved here in 2005. I was self-employed for 26 years. And after a year of decorating and getting the yard done, I said to him, I can't do this anymore. So, and unfortunately, within a year of that time, he passed away. So he passed away in 2007. And I waited a year to put my house on the market. And then that was 2008, and the market had crashed. A friend of mine, Greg Kirkham, who was a principal at West Sedona School, called me and he said, Merrily, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to take my house off the market. It's not going to sell. I'll probably live in Pennsylvania where all my family and my kids and grandkids are for 6 months and then live 6 months here. He said, I have a job offer for you. And the job offer was to help with St. Joseph's Catholic School. At the time, that was the name of the school. St. Joseph's started in 2005 with 14 students. When I started in 2008, we had 54 students. And we were on 89A, the green farmhouse that sets back, and it was amazing. The thing that helped me is, let me back up, I was raised Catholic my entire life, 13 years of parochial school. Our parents' generation would have never questioned the Catholic Church. Our generation, my generation, sort of did a large exit away from the church. And so for 40 years, I always wrote down I was Catholic, and if I was sick, I wrote down Catholic, and we went to church at Christmas and Easter. But I was not practicing my faith. So when Greg called me and asked me to be the business manager or the director of finance at St. Joseph's, I said yes, but I'm not in good standing with the church. I haven't practiced for 40 years. And so anyway, he talked to Father David, and Father David had come and given my husband last rites when he was dying. And what happened is that was in February of 2007. This was in 2008 when I was applying for the job. So Greg said to Father David, I have a perfect person that I think can run this school. And she's Catholic by faith. And, her husband passed away, and he said to her, when Greg handed her my application, he said, her name's a happy name. Did her husband die about a year ago? And Father David said, give her what she wants.
Yes.
It was my
God had other plans.
God had a plan. And it was my saving grace. It gave me a reason to get up in the morning.
Yes.
And I had all those little kids to give me a hug, and it got me through a very tumultuous time in my life. Fast forward, we were at St. Joseph's down in the Green Building for many years, but our goal was to build at Immaculate Conception behind the church. And it'll be 2 years in November that we finally moved to the church grounds. The school was then blessed Immaculate Conception. The bishop came up and blessed it as Immaculate Conception because we're on the grounds of Immaculate Conception Parish. And the long and the short, my faith is now the most important thing to me. So that was really amazing. And there were a lot of changes. I said to Father David, I don't know what Vatican II is about. You better tell me, because I was gone during Vatican II. So, but it gave me a reason to get up in the morning, and it gave me a reason to look forward to life. It has been my saving grace for many reasons. And when we moved to the new school, we had about 160 students. We're at 202 students now.
Listen to that. That's amazing.
We had no fundraising back then. And 7 years ago, I decided that we need to do a larger fundraising. We did a pumpkin patch for years, and we had Script, which is selling cards to bashes and Safeway and places like that where we'd get a 10% on whatever we sold. But I decided to do a large fundraiser, and
that's the Wings and Dreams.
That's the Wings and Dreams.
Oh, so give us a little, it's your major fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. It's our only fundraiser.
Oh, it's your only fundraiser.
Only fundraiser.
Okay, so this is like big
This
deal.
is the biggie.
Yes.
And it started 7 years ago, and, well, 6 years ago. This will be our 7th. The first year, I did it with my very best friend, Val Leonard. She has since passed away. But she and I were so excited. We raised $8,000. We thought we had died and gone to heaven on this fundraiser. Huge. And the fundraiser is there not to pay the electric, not to pay the salaries of the staff or anything. It's there for the children. It's there for the students, whether it be technology, sports equipment, sports activities, those type of things. It will also help a family that's in need. You know, certain circumstances change people's lives, and sometimes they need some financial help. So it's there for the kids. And it is a silent auction. Mm-hmm. It is a live auction. And it is a sit-down dinner now.
It's lavish. I've heard it's very lavish. So dress accordingly.
Yes, it was the very first time was a small group of people. And then we had 2 years at the casino, which was a buffet type thing. And now it is a lot more lavish. I'm back from I'm from back east, and this is what I was used to, okay? So we have a band. We have Sammy Davis, and he has the band. And we have Chris, that used to own the Schoolhouse Restaurant, that caters all the food, and it's a sit-down gourmet dinner. And then we have a live auctioneer, and then we have silent auctions, and we have live auctions. We have another thing that our students sell, a raffle for this thing. They can choose from 1 or 2 trips. We have a trip that goes to Vancouver and Victoria, and another trip that goes to San Francisco and Sonoma. And so the kids are selling tickets for that now. And then the winner gets to choose where they want to go.
Oh, I love that.
And the kids are doing great. I gave those things out on Monday, and this one little student came back and he says, I need 15 more tickets. And then he came in today and he said, Miss Merrily, I need 50 more tickets. I said, Jarrett, you're doing a phenomenal job. So the kids really get active in it as well.
Well, that's good that they're participating, they're engaged in their educational process.
Right.
Wings and Dreams, who came up with that name and what?
Val and I came up with that name.
I love that.
Okay. And it's because wings, they can fly to whatever goal they ever want, okay? Mm-hmm. And dreams is they can dream whatever they want. So the future is all theirs in the students. So that's how we came up with Wings and Dreams.
You're giving them hope and a future, Merrily.
Yes.
And when I look at you, I hear beauty for ashes, and tribulation faith is what we go through. We turn around and help somebody else.
Yes, yes.
And God's patient with that journey.
Right.
And so was the Father.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I thank Father David every day for coming to my house to give my husband his last rites. I mean, I am thrilled with that. It changed my life.
He's cheering from heaven.
Yes, he is.
And we have our race that we have to finish, and you're handing on that baton to the school, to the children, and to the community.
Right.
So thank you for all the hard work that you've done. It's Wings and Dreams, and people can...
October 14th, they can call the school and get tickets to come. If you want to sponsor, you can call the school, and I can make sure I'll get you the information on that. And
the auction items, if somebody wants to donate something for the auction, can they do that?
They can.
Businesses, I'm thinking sponsors.
Sponsors are the businesses, and then the retail stores are our gifts, our silent auction gifts and our live auction gifts.
So the whole process, the night, it's dinner, it's music.
It's a cocktail hour first.
Cocktail hour.
And then it's a sit-down dinner. But all the silent auction is open during that cocktail hour. And then we sit down for dinner. After dinner, the silent auction is still open. There's some dancing and things like that. And then our auctioneer goes into the live auction.
How important is education and that next generation and stakeholders coming together.
This is the future. This is our future. These kids are the future of our country. They deserve to get an education. One of the positive things is they're getting a good Catholic education. We have lots of non-Catholic students at our school, and we have a lot of Catholic children. We have had some children convert to Catholicism, and their parents were thrilled with it. We're here to give them the foundation of faith and a sound education to prepare them for high school.
Yes, and love never fails, and I feel that you just ooze that.
Yeah. So
that compassion,
right.
and that really was the heart of Jesus.
It was.
Compassion for the people.
And then God always has a plan. Mm-hmm. Out of my sorrow, I found total happiness here at the school.
Yes.
And I have since remarried, and I'm very excited about that. I never thought that would ever happen, but it was somebody I met through the church, and I'm looking forward to retirement. It's sort of bittersweet. I'm really excited about being retired. I've retired 3 times now.
I started to say, I feel like you're still going to be involved with the
and I would like to be on the board.
There you go.
When I leave. But I'm moving to Chandler. My husband has a home in Chandler, so we're going to have that as our home base. But he's been the president of the board for several years, so he's interested in the school as well as I have a vested interest in it.
This is a great send-off for Merrily Pychinka, Director of Finance, Immaculate Conception Catholic School. Come help support her Wings and Dreams auction going on. One more time.
October 14th, 5:30 to 9:30. If you want to sponsor, you can call the school at 928-649-0624. You can call with a sponsorship, which will help with the education of the students, or you can call me and say, I've got a great live auction. I'll be happy to come and pick it up.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
You heard it here on Arizona Business Spotlight. Don't go anywhere. John Wade. Yes, John Wade's up next.